Welcome you guys back into my nice and beautiful coaching video over here. So what I want to do today is understand that you guys have to understand every single day that if you're performing nice and beautifully in front of people, then make sure you have some USBs in your hand so you can go and upload all your videos into your laptop. So you can go and handbrake everything with a handbrake, just one of those handbrake applications where your video file size goes from, your video file size goes from 10 gigabytes to 2 gigabytes in upload. So instead of uploading 10 gigabytes of your video, you upload only 2 gigabytes of it. And that's an application you can get online, and it's really handbrake application. Or find yourself a tool like that and understand that, for example, if you find the handbrake application, that's like a pineapple kind of thing going on, and you can use it with Lenovo laptops and stuff like that. So you can use it with Windows laptops. So what I'm understanding now, you must understand that as I'm growing myself right now, I'm using 3D Paint with my nice and beautiful Windows application, which is my Windows phone in terms of my Windows laptop. And I'm understanding that since I have a 3D Paint thing, I'll go and design my own, let's say, covers for something that I'm doing. So since I'm actually doing that, I'm understanding that what's important for me is understanding every single day. I'm focusing on making sure they understand that once this video is done, then it goes into my laptop, I'll handbrake it, and then I go and I paste it into my nice and beautiful USB file. So my USB, and then I make sure that no matter what, I upload it in a better time once I have more internet and all of that. And it's just in case, but I have 4 USBs with 32 gigabytes each in every single 4 of those USBs. So make sure you understand I have around 100 and something gigabytes of USB kind of nice and beautiful memory gaps. I'm understanding that I post these files in and I make one file upload into Mega Drive, and everything goes into Mega Drive overnight. And it's no worries. But I get it out of my phone as quickly as possible so I can go and upload everything quickly. So I'm understanding that as I really dwell upon my life, I'm using OBS systems today, such as OBS recording softwares. I'm using OBS with my FL Studio to just record the whole screen and to talk to you while I'm actually doing everything. And then guess what? I can help you to also understand that now with OBS, right now in terms of recording softwares, is the OBS you can actually speak on, and you can actually speak to people while doing FL Studio and audio programs such as music production and all this. So it's nice and beautiful for you to understand that if you're really talking to yourself all day long and you're talking to people all day long, then make sure you understand I had, let's say, around 3,000 files in my nice and beautiful phone over here, and I put all 3,000 files into my laptop through Photos application in my Windows laptop. And I connect the cable from my phone to the laptop, and it just fucking exports everything from my phone into my fucking laptop, and I fucking delete everything from my phone. And then from that fucking laptop, I make sure that I go and categorize everything into folders. I put into one upload folder that goes into my USB. And now I have a USB of 32 gigabytes, but that folder may be around 4 gigabytes. But either way, I make sure I have great Wi-Fi. And once I have great Wi-Fi, I go to Q Space Hotel here in Sydney, Australia, and have great Wi-Fi for this. And I also use Q Space Hotel for all this video design and editing uploads with free Wi-Fi. And I just give money for accommodation around $180 per week. I have my own bedroom, and I'm making sure I'm understanding, I'm learning very much, and I'm growing from it. But the thing is, from that point, I understand that if you want to get free Wi-Fi around Sydney, Australia, then fucking Q Space Hotel is the one that you need to go to, because they have free Wi-Fi. And you must understand, yes, you give money for accommodation, but you have free Wi-Fi. It's fast and effective. You never have to go to the library, and you just stay indoors and fucking just enjoy it and just fucking upload everything online very quickly. But for myself now, I'm understanding that with my remixes and everything I'm doing online with my nice beautiful music, I'm extending music, all my techno music and everything I do, with silence in between. I'm making a new album of techno music and a new EP of techno music here and there, with remixing of hardstyle music in between somewhere. And I can make a little kick here and there. I'm gonna do little ways of melodies and stuff like that. I'm doing much more than that. I'm making sure I understand that what's important for me now is understanding that I'm somebody who does send music to other people to see their thoughts about my music, and I do get feedback on my music production and how I feel and what I do. But Jesus Christ is telling you today to enjoy life and make sure that you're doing great, and make sure you understand that for myself over here, I never again have to wait for internet or be able to get internet to make my videos. So what I do is I make the video, then post it into my laptop, I handbrake it, and go from 4 gigabytes to 2 gigabytes. I do better than that, but I make sure you understand that the video file size goes from 4 gigabytes to 2 gigabytes with great quality, and I upload 2 gigabytes online instead of 4 gigabytes, and make sure from that point it goes into my USB file, and then whenever I have internet or free Wi-Fi, it goes up online. And that's it. I understand. I'll continue my projects. I have over 100 gigabytes of USBs to place all these videos into my USBs. So I can just place all these USBs in one folder, goes up online and uploads everything really quickly. So the thing is, I can upload straight from my laptop into I upload everything straight from my laptop into YouTube from this point on. And I'm also understanding that from this point on, I can also understand that anything that goes in my phone, in terms of any kind of, let's say, designs or video designs or anything with UCut, I understand that what's amazing with Canva also is I use Canva and UCut application with Samsung and iPhone and all that. So make sure you understand that what's important for you is always have more of what you want, but speak more words with people. So for example, with my nice and beautiful Canva production, I'm making sure you understand I use 3D paint with my windows for all my cover designs. So if you see my nice and beautiful cover design with I Die Should Never Kill cover design label on my radio show, then just go and check it out. And make sure you understand that nice and beautiful radio show has a new cover design and 3D outlet, and go check it out. It's amazing. So you must understand that if you understand that one, then make sure you understand that straight away that with UCut application, I export videos, and I can export these videos with UCut application too. And what's much better for me? I promise you, it's much better for me to understand that no matter what, that as I grow and grow myself, that I can understand this. That I can also export all my videos with the nice and beautiful UCut application. And I have no worries about that. But the thing is, every single day, it's something that I can do. And I'm understanding that it's much faster for me to do so. I'm understanding that it's much more appropriate for me to do so. I understand that I ask Jesus Christ about what he does about that. I understand Jesus Christ says that he'd rather go and really export everything into the nice and beautiful laptop. Also, he makes sure that no matter what, he can use the UCut application to make sure that he can go and export that into the laptop. But he says, yes, or sure you can do that if you want. But make sure you understand that what you want to do is learn something. But Jesus Christ says, yes, it's much better for you to go and use your UCut application to export all your videos into UCut. And then you get the UCut application video, then export it into the videos of your laptop. And that way you never have to use Handbrake. Then that way you never have to use Handbrake anymore. But if you want also to export all your videos and everything from your laptop really quickly into your laptop, then go ahead. And make sure you understand that no matter what, if you do that, then make sure you understand that you get to a point where you have to go and export all your videos into UCut application, then go and put it into your laptop and put it into USB so you can go and upload everything online eventually. So make sure you understand that no matter what, and that's the point of life. And the point of life is learning how to do business and learning how to do your own cover designs and own painting designs. So for myself, in terms of my I Die Should Never Kill track, I just had some fun over here making this beautiful design over here and this beautiful design cover. So making sure you understand that no matter what, that as I grow myself, I can make all this paint 3D and all these kind of things going on with cover design. It's so beautiful. I can use Adobe Flash Player and make all these kind of paintings. It's beautiful. I can make all that happen. But the thing for me right now is to understand that no matter what, that as I grow myself quickly, right now, I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly upon how to go and do my nice and beautiful videos and what I do with radio shows and music production shows and everything. But how am I doing it? I'm feeling the words, man. I'm making sure you understand that I'm just in my own world over here. I'm making sure that I never need other people and I never need their pleasure. I never need other people around me. I just need to talk more words, really. But every single day, you must understand that every single image I already have, I have all the images in my word eye. And making sure you understand that if you want to go and grow yourself, then guess what? I realize every single cover design and everything you're doing is nice. But I'm not saying that for my I Die Should Never Kill track and everything I do in that album, I'm not saying that's all part of one design. But that's only for my radio show. And that's to understand that no matter what, it's just like that, isn't it? But anyway, that's for life, man. And you can always come and check out my design. And that's something fulfilling. So it's always forever. And it's always a forever design that I'm understanding. So every single day, you must understand that if you want to go and grow yourself differently, then make a little album cover for yourself and make sure you understand you place it somewhere in your online content somewhere and people can find it. And that's how it is, man. So make sure you understand that what you want to do out of life is focus on understanding that every single day, focus on making video designs around your music production and upload your music production theory online. Make sure you're understanding that no matter what, that as I upload my I Die Should Never Kill tracks, which is going to have my new cover design in my EPs. And that's it, which is amazing. So what I do is I never go backwards. Once I upload my EP online, it just stays that way. I'm making sure you understand that no matter what, that people can understand straight away how I feel. I'm making sure that no matter what, as I go and grow myself now, I'm looking for something new to do. I'm understanding my technology now and everything I have with my technology. I have a nice and beautiful system right now where I'm using OBS technology, which is a recording software with my nice and beautiful laptop over here, which records my screen and FL Studio and has my sound recording and amazing. and I never have to worry about primary sound driver and all this. Makes sense? Because now I'm saying that no matter what, I can record any kind of screen in FL Studio, and I can go minimize also the FL Studio and go to fucking a nice and beautiful website somewhere, and OBS is still recording. But the game software over here, where it's the gaming software equipment with Windows, over here with Lavona laptop, closes once you minimize the actual nice and beautiful way of life of your recording software with game studios. And I understand the game studios are never as effective as OBS studios right now. So I'm saying that no matter what, you must understand that it's because of the leverage that you understand that OBS systems have a better microphone, and also it does record you and your microphone, and also it does have that same equal microphone, but it's more how you can go on websites, and you can go to different websites and you can show people whatever you're doing, and it has a great quality sound, but you never need to use primary sound driver anymore. And the thing is that you can use primary sound driver just when you're connecting your nice beautiful portable speakers and also headphones into your audio systems and music production systems. So make sure you understand it's very important. But what's even more important is understanding to do videos every single day and making sure that you can record yourself daily to make sure you're doing better. So if you're doing much better every single day, you're focusing on making sure that you're understanding that you're catching up with the content that you're doing every single day, and making sure that no matter what, that you're learning every step of the way how to do a great job. So what I need to do also is make sure that every single day from this point on, I'm making my own cover designs, and I'm doing it with my laptop from now on. I have a new way now. I'm doing 3D kind of laptop designs over here with my radio show, and making sure that no matter what, I'm learning how to go make my own cover designs with my radio show now. And then everything else, I understand that no matter what, everything else has my cover design with my photographs, and making sure that no matter what, that as I do that, I'm learning, yeah? I'm learning how to do greater. You must understand how to cover yourself if you're getting cold. So make sure you're never getting cold. Make sure that just make sure that you're doing something greater. But for tonight, I understand that no matter what, I'm much more greater about my persona in terms of what I'm doing, and I'm just faster and faster and faster about technology and what's going on around the world. I'm not saying that if you want to go and live life much more, then fill up the gaps with the words. And the words is much better than anything else. So if you're understanding how to go and do a greater job, then understand that no matter what, it's more long-term thinking with longer words and express those longer words. I'm not saying after this video I'll do my synonyms and antonyms from this point on, and I also have to get my audio converter so I can go and export audio from that nice and beautiful video, so I can understand that no matter what, I can go and also make my nice and beautiful MP3 audio to place it into my USB file, so I can understand that I can upload audio and video with that course online, and also so I can upload the video into YouTube whenever that is. So I'm understanding that if any videos go into the nice and beautiful laptop, I'm understanding that no matter what, they eventually does. I'm making sure that the reason that for that is that I want to put everything into my USB rather than my phone, because my USB has 32 gigabytes of information, so my phone has 128 gigabytes of storage memory, but my USB, that's my little USB, has 32 gigabytes. So it goes from the phone into the USB, and then I have 128 gigabytes of free content of uploads I can do with my phone whenever. I'm making sure that you understand that I understand once I do anything to help myself, I'm always helping myself to conclude into better actions and to have that better theory of whatever I'm doing. You have to be very smart about communicational skills and talking to other people and whatever it is, but making sure that you're uploading content online, and making sure that you're consistent about Instagram and consistent about whatever it is that you're doing daily. But make sure that you delay everything else to do other business queries if you want, and making sure that you're always learning about everything that you're doing, making sure that you're nice and beautiful about yourself, and making sure that you're never ever doing anything else other than a great job for yourself. So I'm not saying that in a few days time I'm going to Launceston over here in Tasmania, and I'm making sure that no matter what, that I can go have a great time over there, and go just travel a bit and just go and do something nice and beautiful for myself over here, so I can go and understand how to go and do greater for myself. But what I want to be doing now from that point is understand that once I leave the area from the nice and beautiful New South Wales, I want to make sure I change my address, and then go back to Q Space Hotel address, and then from that point I can go and change it somewhere else, but making sure that no matter what, I never go back to my bullshit dad from that point. And that's the thing, man. I'm understanding that no matter what, I'm learning how to go and grow myself without my biological father as much as I can. And that's the thing, I don't want to rely on his free accommodation anymore or anything, but I'm stepping up to the equation to understand that it's much more about the free road regardless. I mean, so every single day, learn how to go and understand straight away how you feel about everything in terms of life, and make sure you get yourself a DJ deck and whatever you need in terms of life to understand that straight away you must be DJing very soon, and also understand how much the events are. So That's the thing. I mean, how much are you able to afford events around town? And that's the thing. I mean, every single day learn that you have to understand that you have to start somewhere. And if you start somewhere, you go through phases. And the phases of life teach you. And you have to learn quickly in order for yourself to learn and grow and prosper for yourself at least. So if you're prospering and learning and growing yourself in different ways and you're understanding straight away how to go and grow yourself in the best kind of ways, then learn how to actually yearn yourself into a victory with yourself to make sure that you have that nice and beautiful tendency to make sure that you're focusing on yourself and what you say. I mean, focus on your words more than anything else. I mean, focus on your word I more than what you're doing. I understand that what's important for me now is understanding that I'm always doing great. I'm understanding that now, since I'm understanding that my life is much more moving forward, I'm actually understanding that no matter what, I have much more greater time for my empathy. But make sure you understand that your passwords and everything you have in terms of password has to be one password. And make sure you understand that if you have multiple passwords, then people can break into your accounts multiple times. So why is this important? Because I understand because that anything that's much more important than you right now is your word I. And I understand that anything that you want out of life right now is the word I only. So I know my word I only. And then make sure you understand that once you have a great legacy and you have this massive legacy, and then guess what? Approach if your biological parents or somebody can get into your actual, let's say, photography or any kind of content that you made, which they can delete your whole system of what you have. So never ever allow them to do that. I mean, imagine God, in terms of Jesus Christ, allows other people to delete his Bible, which he never does it. Yeah? Which God, in terms of Jesus Christ, has a security code where he does something where other people can never ever delete his content, right? In a sense, to make sure you understand that. So every single day, focus on saying that you must understand that you must also protect your content just as much as Jesus Christ protects his Bible in his planet. And just remember that. Because there are people out there who want to delete Jesus Christ's Bible, right? So what you need to realize every single day is learn to understand that I'm just the word I, making sure I'm learning everything, I'm understanding everything I said is the word I. I'm understanding although that I feel that no matter what, that these people who are going around the world are talking about the word I, but how do I update myself with people now around the world? Well, there's a big update here, which is the word I. I update with my word I. Update my life with the word I. Understand the trends today is the word I. It's never any other trends. I love you is my trend today. Approaching every single day, I'm understanding that. So as I grow that way, I'm making sure that I'm learning how to go and grow that kind of fashion show every single day. And I'm catching up to 1 hour video a day as much as I can. And making sure that no matter what, I'm learning as quickly as possible how to use technology around town and how to go and do something new that I've never done before. And making sure they understand that as I use Canva, I can use Canva to add a little video into my nice beautiful software and technology, or I can just use the nice beautiful 3D efforts right here to go and do something much better. So making sure that what I want to do is I use the 3D over there, which just spins a nice and beautiful video into my 3D section. It's nice and beautiful for me, and it's much more. And it's much more, and it's more design, and there's more fulfillment in it. So I'm understanding that. So every single day, make sure you understand that if you can make 3D designs, much more than 2D. And if you can make 3D designs of your work, much more than 2D designs, you're doing much better as a human. And always show your face in the fucking photo of your album, in terms of your album photos. I mean, so make sure you understand if you want to go and do something greater for yourself, then go and listen to people's music and go and do some Netflix for yourself as well. And just go and do your business and upload your content. Make sure you're promoting other people too. As soon as you're promoting other people, I mean, guess what you can do? I mean, you can understand straight away. I'm always learning, I'm always growing, I'm always understanding how much I've taught you already today. Making sure you understand I'm always uploading this content online. I mean, what can you do? I mean, I make sure that no matter what, that if you can find my audios right now, then you can go into my Mega Drive, and you can go to my podcast courses, and I have many courses for you to understand. And just go and check it out. I have over 300 hours of courses right there, and making sure you understand that no matter what, it's all audio. I mean, all audio communicational skills. And I understand that, so what you need to realize is if you understand that no matter what, that I have so much content in terms of audio coming up every single day, that I understand something. I'm overloading too much on words in front of you. So make sure you understand that my YouTube channel only has my music and life coaching coming up at the moment. Whereas now with my Serbian and everything like that, in terms of languages and language learning approaching now, that's different. But that's something that speeds my success in other ways. And I'm learning that differently and making sure that you understand that I can learn that very quickly. So I'm understanding that no matter what, I keep going with my English for now. Because I'm understanding that no matter what, that there's so much more to do in terms of words. But if you understand words, and words is the attractive factor here. I just made a fucking nice and beautiful cover design that Jesus Christ can see. Which is so beautiful. This cover design is amazing. I've never had anything like that before. And because I understand my talent and I can make fucking this cover design, which is blissful when you can make this kind of cover design. And you have to understand straight away, if you go and focus on understanding, I can show you straight away this nice and beautiful cover design right here. And look at this, I'll show you this nice and beautiful cover design. So it's just my nice and beautiful way of life over here. So as I go and grow myself differently, I'm making sure that you guys can see right here where this cover design over here is. So let's have a look. And you guys can see that cover design there. But that's my cover design, man. That's my I Shall Never Kill cover design. So I Shall Never Kill is a nice and beautiful design over here of my nice and beautiful product. So if you can see that cover design right there, I mean, it's so beautiful, isn't it? As you can see straight away, I focus on showing you that. But that's my cover design. I just fucking made it. But look at where my face is. I mean, my fucking face is right there. I mean, you can fucking see me, yeah? I mean, you can see that's the word I, man. And you can see straight away how that nice and beautiful cover design just fucking goes at you, doesn't it? Anyway, obviously that's amazing. So I'm glad to inspire you here. But look at my fucking nice and beautiful 3D video. Right? I mean, my 3D video is popping up. And watch this now. I mean, it's just that kind of design, isn't it? I mean, you must understand. So as I grow myself differently, I'm learning to understand that straight away that you can see the technology has to be better. But it's much more how it is, isn't it? Because you can see the cover design. So this is the cover design of my video right now. So as I'm growing, you can see the straight away the design right here is so beautiful, man. And you can see that the cover design is right there. But as you see how nice and beautiful that is, yeah? Once you look at that, it's coming at you, and you can see the star, and you can see these kind of designs right here. And yeah, wish I made that, man. I mean, that's my design. I just made all of it. That's a beautiful design, isn't it? So every single day when you see I Shall Never Kill track, I made my soundtrack cover album. And that's my radio show, I Shall Never Kill, man. So you can see how beautiful that is, man. Okay, anyway, so you must understand, so that's something amazing that I just done with Jesus Christ. So I'm making sure you understand that as I grow myself differently, I'm making sure you understand that I always talk to spirits, I talk to Jesus Christ, I talk to everybody. Because if you're following the 10 Commandments, then you're following Jesus Christ, aren't you? So if you're following Jesus Christ, then you're talking to Jesus Christ, aren't you? So make sure you understand that every single day, you must understand that since I'm actually inspiring you today, understand how I do graphics design like that. And that's 3D design. And I mean the first one that you've seen is a 2D design, which is something that never moves, but it's just in your face, yeah? And that's a 3D design with the video. And the 3D video is going in my radio show. And my radio show starts with me, with my I Shall Never Kill radio show. I say, hey, this is my nice beautiful track and da 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 da. And then it fucking goes into 3D video, yeah? Which then it goes into 3D video. And then just a little bit that way. But I'm making sure you understand that no matter what, that the 3D video is more enough for that track. I'm understanding that. So what I do is I make it spin in the video. It's much more than the 2D design. So the 3D design is much more than 2D design. I'm always much better than all of that. I'm understanding although what's amazing about life is understanding that. So I'm understanding that now. Since I'm understanding that, what I can do with the actual 2D design is just let it go. But that's something that's in my video now. I made the video, yeah? So make sure you understand. Anyway, I understand that you guys can always be inspirational about that nice beautiful design right there. But I'd rather show you the 3D design than the 2D. I'd rather show you the 3D design than the 2D design, mate. Which you must understand. So what I want to understand straight away about life is that there is a lot of content out there that you can make. There's a lot of graphics designs that you can make, and you just start one fucking area at a time. And it's so beautiful in terms of how I made that nice beautiful design there. And it's just fucking inspirational, isn't it? Right, sure though, if you understand straight away how I understand something, I'm always asking Jesus Christ different decisions and how he fucking does life and all this. I'm understanding that I love Jesus Christ. I'm understanding everything's words. And and that's how I speak. But you must understand that words is words. I've never heard Jesus Christ. I mean, make sure you understand that you must learn. I mean, you must go and understand straight away how to grow yourself. If you're growing yourself differently, and you're making sure that you're showing people new areas of life, and you're showing something for nothing, and you're making sure that you're growing yourself in different ways, and you're making sure that you're leveling up your equations every single day, and making sure that you're doing something nice and beautiful for yourself every single day, then guess what, bro? You deserve it. Bro, you deserve all the time to understand how to grow yourself all the time. But never be around people who never want to send you money. And never be around people who never want to be around you. Never be around people who never want to talk to you. And never be around people who just never do anything for you. I mean, never be around people who want to hurt you physically or anything, and never be around people who are drug addicts or drug addicts. And that way you understand straight away that what you need out of life is to understand straight away that your life must be growing all the time, of course, to make sure that you understand how to do that for yourself. So if you want to understand how to be smart, then talk more words, talk more words, and talk more words. Actually, there's nothing else to do in this planet other than talk more words. But as I coach you right now, every single day, I'm just 29 years of age, but I'm understanding, I'm just fucking learning really quickly, yeah. I'm learning very quickly about how I can succeed, but I succeed because I understand other people never want me successful. And that's why I'm understanding that no matter what, I'm learning how to just go and do my life. I'm learning my life differently, I'm doing my life differently, I'm making sure I'm learning every step of the game, how to go and do a great job for myself. And that's what I understand about life. I understand life is something different for me. I'm actually delaying everything else so I can do this video. Actually, that's how it is, man. Actually, every single day, learn something different. And I'm understanding I always have business. I always have either music or life coaching or Instagram. I either have to eat or maybe I have to read something. I have to go to the shops, I have to get food and drink. I also have to write something down. I have to go fucking talk audio. I understand I have to go study other people and how they do business. Which it's all different, yeah. But the thing is, for me now, I'm understanding that no matter what, it's all coming up. And what's coming up is I understand straight away that my words are coming up and I'm never expecting anything from anybody. And so the thing is about me, I'm understanding every single time that when I grow myself differently, I'm understanding that if other people have so much problems about you, you make sure I understand straight away, you just move on from those people and just make sure that you have a great life for yourself. But either way, regardless of what happens with them and everything about life, just go your own way. Go and do something that's going to help you to get more money, and also to help your DJing career and to help yourself get into events somewhere. And then once you do that, just keep going, and just keep going, and just keep going, and just keep going, and just do your business. And you understand, eventually you're going to be someone who has that kind of mindset about life, and you're going to have a career for yourself. I have a music career already. And I have over 8 hours of music. I have over 8 hours of music. Imagine making 3 minutes of music. I made 8 hours of music and more. So that's the thing about life. I'm understanding straight away that what I need to do now is I'm focusing on saying that I can now do cover designs. No worries. I can do cover designs, no worries. I'm going to do my own cover designs. I'm saying it's very beautiful, isn't it? When you actually straight away, you can see the cover design right there. You can see different aspects of life, man. You can just enjoy yourself and you can do something to help yourself to succeed. That's the whole point, man. So I'm understanding that no matter what, as I grow myself differently, I'm looking to just enjoy my life. And that's the thing, yeah? But no matter what, I mean, guess what? I mean, sometimes when you zoom in, you have to understand you have to zoom all the way out. You have to press the screen, and then you can also tap the kind of thing to flip the camera. And that's what I'm learning to do. So every single day you must understand that what I do now is I'm learning the different architectures or something every single day. I'm learning different architectures or making sure I'm learning how to grow myself. But words is what helps you to grow. And I understand that the events are coming up very soon. I'm saying, although the thing is, it's much better for me to go to events than it is to go overseas right now. And that's the thing I feel. I feel that no matter what, that it's more how I understand that kind of event can change my life, man. And why is that? Because that event pulls me closer to the next event. And that event, from that point, it just pulls me closer into next events. And the more events I make around town, the more I can make these events and the more successful I become. What should I say? So the thing is about the money, in terms of how to get the money, I promise you, the money is something that you make easily. You can make easily the money to get yourself higher. You can make easily the money to get yourself higher. I mean, understand? And then just make yourself $3,000 and try out some kind of borrowing expertise over there and try to see does it work. Understand? But the thing is, it's either that or work for $500,000 at a 9-to-5 job. I mean, what do you want to do? I mean, for myself over here, I have borrowing over here. I can put $3,000 down and I can make $60,000 in a day. For sure, that's it. For sure, if it never works out with $3,000, I go and fucking get my money. I make more money. I go to a fucking make event somewhere. I fucking pull out more money from that point. As I understand, if that never works, I fucking keep trying somewhere. I keep trying to fucking do all these events around town. And eventually, somewhere down the line, it's going to fucking pull through. I promise you, it's pulling through for me. I promise you. And why is it pulling through for me? Because I'm a music producer and I'm a life coach. And I can do both. I'm a fashion model. I'm a vegan. I'm sober. I'm Australian, I'm Serbian, I'm Croatian. I'm just enjoying it. I'm doing something along the way to enjoy myself. I'm a computer designer. I can make my own designs, man. And it's a beautiful design there. So I'm understanding that what you want to do out of life is understand straight away that you have to grow yourself differently. You have to make sure every single day that you're learning how to grow yourself to become a star. I mean, you have to understand how to become a star for yourself. You have to make sure that no matter what that you're learning, how to get yourself a DJ deck and how to get yourself all this content and everything you need. But for myself, I understand that scarcity is something where you may never be able to do something, but make sure you understand that you can do everything. You understand? So make sure you understand that you pull through with the communicational skills until it happens. I mean, pull through with the words until it happens. Because I understand that other people out there have coronavirus going on, and they never want people DJing in nightclubs, and they never want fucking people running around the world either. I understand that after the nice beautiful September of Australia here in 2021, nightclubs are coming back in town, everything's coming back in town. So I'm understanding that no matter what, I'm still early. I'm still 29. Still have the next 3 years to go fucking around events. I have fucking plenty of events coming up. I'm just fucking one step at a time now. And I'm just fucking more famous than other people now. Because I'm doing fucking something more than them. I'm making sure I'm loving my life more than them. I'm doing something to help myself to succeed, yeah? Making sure I'm helping myself to succeed. But other people are more familiar with how I live my life. And they're more familiar with how I run my Instagram. And they're more familiar with what I'm doing around town. And they're more familiar with how my YouTube channel is going and what I'm doing on YouTube channel and all of this, man. So I'm understanding that what's important for me right now is learning that as you give free content about yourself and the more you give about yourself online, I mean, the more people appreciate you. I mean, so that's how I feel. So I'm understanding that what I do now is to make sure every single day that when I go around town, when I do something nice and beautiful for myself, I always have more to give. I always have that nice and beautiful tonality with myself every single day to catch up, to do something greater, And I'm always understanding that. So no matter what, I'm learning how to grow myself differently, and I'm making sure that it's so easy to have a kid today, and you have to understand that. It's so easy to have a kid today, but make sure you understand that what's even better than that is making sure that you have something more to say. I mean, have something more to say than that kid. Have something more to say than that woman or man that you're with. Make sure you understand it straight away. You must be growing yourself, and you must be understanding you have that nice beautiful attitude going. And if you have that attitude going of different apartments and different fields and different shades and different ways of life, you can shade or nice and beautifully cover design your nice and beautiful videos in different ways. And guess what's going to happen? I mean, then you're understanding straight away how you feel that my 2D design is also going into my nice and beautiful iTrans radio show. And now I can go and promote it totally. And now understand that. So no matter what, it's more how I feel. So every single day, learn it, yeah. Learn how to go and promote these different images. Learn to promote different images of everything. Understand that if you want to create an Instagram or something where you can promote everything, then understand, promote everything in Mega Drive. Just let it be, man. Just learn how to relax with yourself. Learn to understand that, yes, you can fucking create everything all day long, but other people want you to go somewhere else. Watch out for those people. Watch out for those people and go another way. Go another way that they never want you to go. Go somewhere else, man. Make sure you understand that you go somewhere else where they never want you to go. And that way you must understand, you go the way of Jesus Christ, man. You must understand that they never want you to do what Jesus Christ wants you to do. You must understand. So do what Jesus Christ wants you to do instead of what they want you to do. And that way you understand straight away that you're learning much greater and you're learning much greater upon how to go and amplify your success daily. But today I'm already successful. I'm understanding today. I'm learning how to grow myself. I'm learning different architectures. I'm learning different skill sets. I'm doing something much more positive. I'm doing a nice beautiful show over here. I'm making sure I'm doing some nice beautiful content. I have that nice beautiful theory going. I went and done my fashion photos. I have a nice and beautiful design system now. I have a fucking nice and beautiful recording system now. I have a way to fucking put my phone technology and content into fucking laptop technology and fucking into my USB technology, and I fucking go and upload one file online with my Mega Drive, and I can handbrake my fucking content now. I can handbrake my videos with laptop now. I have no worries now to be able to do that for myself, and understand that straight away. I can go and do that for myself in different ways. So I just open a laptop and I can go and do whatever I want on my phone without having to U-cut my application with videos to export my videos with my phone. What I can do with my laptop with Handbrake. And what's the difference? I mean, the difference is that I'm doing much better regardless, and I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm living my life, yeah? And making sure now my life is different. I have my portable speaker there. I'm ready to travel to launches, and I'm ready to fucking get around. I'm ready to get around the place for a bit. I'm ready to just go and travel a bit. And I'm learning that my skills over here of my habits is learning slowly, differently, and I'm learning differently and slowly how to do greater. But I'm never contacting other people again. I'm never messaging the same old people. I'm also never messaging those people who message me, who I recognize. I message people who are totally new to me, and I just fucking send them one link and then, well, I mean, fuck off. I mean, that's it. I never want to talk to you. I mean, so for myself with women and stuff like that, brushing now, which I feel that I have to improve my financing right now. And I understand that I can't be with a woman. I can't be with a woman. The thing is that it's more how I feel that my financing right now means I need to improve my career, to get myself much broader around the world, to be able to travel around the world before I even have a wife or anything like that. So I understand that it's much easier. I understand it's much easier for me to be able to travel the world first and then have a kid than never be able to travel the world and have a kid. I'd rather travel the world and have a kid than the opposite. And to make sure I understand every single day that when I'm really, really growing myself, I'm making sure I understand it's never about having sex with a woman, and it's never about chasing a woman. Whereas what's about is understanding that women chase me and I'm at the top, mate. And that's it, man. Make sure you understand that. Make sure that I'm happier alone than with other people. I'm happier alone with I'm happier alone than with other people. I never need other people at all. But I'm understanding how to fend for myself here. And how do you fend for yourself? I mean, you talk the words. And the words is how you talk. And the words is how you do life. But I'm not saying other people are missing out on my occasion. And they're missing out on Danny Milivojevic. And they never fucking believe in me. And I never need them at all. So what I do every single day is I'm learning how to mash up my systems and mash up my music production in different ways now. And I'm learning how to fucking progress my music production really quickly now. I mean, yeah, for sure. The remixing, all that is fucking going excellent for me now. And I'm fucking much more as a music producer than ever before. But last year was a difference maker. I understand Jesus Christ and see. Actually, last year I just did start my little bar track last year. From March last year. I see from March last year to August 2020. So from 2020 March to 2020 August. And now it's fucking 2021 May. So just recently was March. And now it's coming up to August. And fucking last year I was making fucking little bar track. I mean, for fuck's sake, I mean, time's going slow. Time's going slow, but that's excellent, because if time's going quickly for you, it means you may be having misery in your life. But time's going really slow for me now. And fuck, I came a long way from that point. I remember myself when I was unable to make trance music, for fuck's sake. I was unable to make trance music, really. And the thing is, I fucking went, I understand Jesus Christ and this, but I fucking was making this fucking long track with Lil Bar for 9 minutes. And I fucking placed this little sad. I was trying to make that kind of trance music. So, I mean, what is going on with this, man? But I let it be. I let it be this way. But that's the thing, that it does rock the boat, and it does work. But the thing is, that's not even close to trance music. But now I've learned something along the way about trance music, and I've learned how to fucking make long tracks to find out exactly what trance music is. I fucking went making a Dash Never Kill, fucking explaining every fucking step of the way for myself what the fuck that music track is. I mean, guess what? I Should Never Kill is a 10-hour track. I Should Never Kill is a 10-hour track. I'll put it into 1 hour track. Why is that? I mean, the 1 hour track sounds much better. I mean, you never see that, do you? I mean, you never see that for sure. I went to fucking saying, hey, I'm going to fucking play I Should Never Kill for 10 hours. I was saying Jesus Christ as it is. So yeah, fucking I mean, fuck, this beat is going for 1 hour, man. This beat is going for 1 hour, man. It's too long. I can imagine myself at the festival of it. And nothing's changing, for fuck's sake, in that music. And that's the thing, yeah. And I'm learning something along the way that I understand I have other fucking mixes here, yeah. I have other mixes with I Should Never Kill, and those mixes are something different. And can I play it? I should, fuck yeah. And where are those mixes, mate? I mean, those mixes are something different. And they are more techno beats. Those are more techno beats, but guess what? Bro, that's just something that I can fucking play. I can play those music tracks, and regardless of how it is, I can play it together. We should have 3 hours of Adash and never kill it. Right? But the thing is with those tracks is a different mix. It's a different mix. And I never want to play it together. I should fuck no. And why is that? Because it repeats itself. Or should imagine listening to the first hour. Imagine listening to the first hour. It's one sound, but the second hour is the same sound composition. It's never the same sound composition, but I'm much better than that. But it's more a different sound, but the same composition. And then the third composition is the same structure, but different sound. And just 3 tracks with 3 different sounds, but the same structure and the same architecture and everything, but different sounds and different melodies, and just something different is changing. That's why I can play one track of one other Should Never Kill track. We can fucking mix it up, yeah. It's a fucking techno track and it sounds good. Man, no doubt about it, man. Yeah. Now that's my radio show. Unfortunately, I have to upload that into my radio show anyway. So that's the thing, yeah. Now, if I do that, then I wanted to make sure that it's just 1 hour each. Just 1 hour each, and that's it. It's something that's nice and beautiful for me, and I understand that. So what I do now is let it be that way. I'm learning to make different techno tracks and different sets here and there. I want to fucking play wherever I want at these places. I want to fucking fill up the gaps, man. And making sure anyway that what I do now from now on is I understand that no matter what, I can see how people are. I can see how early it is with just 9-minute tracks. I can see how early it is about another label and all this with other and then going around ASOP with 3 EPs of 9-minute tracks. That's just starting out. That's just beginning, and I can see how much. But the thing is, I want to show you something. I can see exactly how far that is. To go. And how do I see that? I can see because I have a long track. I have long tracks. And the thing is that 9-minute tracks or 3 EPs I have. Let's just say another 7 to make 1 hour music. Now, from that point, I have great confidence from this point. But then guess what? From this point, I see this individual still is fishy about me, even in the fucking first hour, mate. And then either way, I make the second album. She's still fishy about me. I should make the third album. Still fishy about me. What do I have to do here to make it appear that I fucking do it better here? Or should I have to go to nightclubs? Or that's the only fucking way, mate. And that's the thing, that this individual, in terms of Armin Byrne, is promoting all this nice and beautiful content, man. Or he's promoting people who are already in nightclubs already. And you never understand that. When you guys understand that, for me. But I'm understanding that no matter what, that you guys never fucking enter Armin Byrne's. You guys can enter Armin Byrne's label, but only when you're DJing around nightclubs, man. And that's the only time, but he never explains that to you, really. You understand? But if you really believe in your music, then just go around the world traveling. And then I understand that now. I completely understand that. I never want to send the music online like this anymore. I understand that now, but the thing is, I'm doing much better now for it. I can just slowly understand to see the results here. But the thing is, for him to sign your music, fuck that. Guess what? It's more how it is, man. I'm doing better than that. Make sure every single day you must understand that you can't sign your music as long as you travel around the world and DJ, man. And then, for fuck's sake, he signs you up by coming to you. And yeah. But the thing is, what do you get from that? One promotion. One promotion you get. That's it. And that's more enough. And you must understand every single day that no matter what, that he invites you to festivals where he may do his festivals. But the thing is, you can go as a solo act. I mean, you never need other people, but go enjoy your life, man. I mean, make sure you understand I'm a life coach. And now, life coaching is something different. Now, life coaching where I understand something. I have a nice, beautiful, high reputation coming up online, and other people are more into me all the time, I'm pretty sure. And they're more into me because I'm fucking somebody now. I'm somebody over there. I'm somebody now in life coaching, and they can see it. But now what? But now, they don't want to invite me, or do they? But now, guess what? But it's more likely they're going to invite me, and I understand that. But it's more likely they're going to invite me than other people. So what I do is I move up, and I move up into my content. But do I rely on them? Probably not. I don't rely on them for anything, man. So what I need to do as a life coach now, as a life coach especially, I'll just make make a few grand. I dump it into an event. I make an event. I give a 1 hour speech. Okay. That's my fucking goal now. And then after that, then, I mean, we have to see after that event. I mean, we have to see what's going to fucking happen after that event. But that event is my first event, and that's my goal now. Is make 3,000 to make 60,000, and then nothing else. I know if I can think after that, mate. But after that, I understand that no matter what. After that, I can understand some ideas around town, and I can say, hey, I can go to showcase room. I can go there. But what's the quotes I hear? And how much is it? And what are the people? I understand this place. I can promote my business cards all the way fucking around town, mate. I'll never be this way, man. But the thing also that I understand is I can make free events around town in busking performances, and let it be that way. Now, guess what? Or should I give money to make free events totally? Fuck no. I don't make fucking free events unless it's a busking event, mate. I can DJ on the street. I can fucking life coach on the street for free. I give you fucking for free online, everything, mate. But on the door, I fucking charge $200 per ticket, and I never fucking care if you come or never come, mate. I never care if you come or never come, because I fucking understand how to grow my words, mate. But that's the thing about me. But now I'm understanding straight away, I'm an online superstar, mate, for sure. And when I give my business card, I'm pretty sure people understand that. But I'm understanding that you must be able to afford that. You must be able to afford everything. I mean, afford it and have it with you always. And always have a business card laying around, man. And I understand either way, that what's important is I understand that I'm never poor in my communicational skills, because my communicational words is something more. I'm understanding how people are going through this lifetime, and they're going through this lifetime poor. Because why? Because their words are poor. I mean, the words are poor in terms of how they speak. But words are never poor overall. It's how you use the words they talk every single day. I talk positively. I talk something nice and beautiful every single day. I have a nice and beautiful feeling that I can go and do amazing aspects of life, mate. But with my nice and beautiful Spotify account, I'm understanding that no matter what, everything's coming together very soon. And I'm just building this nice and beautiful portfolio with myself. And I'm not saying that no matter what, that I'm learning how to grow. But it's more how other people never see what I see. And they never see what I do, really. But that's understanding. I'm understanding that they're more aware of me in other realms, mate. And now, guess what, bro? It's more like that. Or they're more aware of me in some kind of case. But it's more just little awareness, mate. It's a little awareness thing. And that's the thing. But as soon as I hit the nightclubs, they're going to be like, who's this guy? They're going to find out throughout time who I am. But that's it. But they're going to eventually come to a radio show. They're going to say, ugh, look at his radio show. He has a fucking radio show at least. He has a fucking iTrans radio show here. I mean, fucking iTrans radio show. I mean, it's my iTrans radio show. I mean, who's afraid of 137? It's my fucking radio show, and that's it. I got. I said, and now, every single day, just go and learn something, yeah? I'm going to learn something and enjoy yourself. But because I'm one of the trance artists in Australia that has a fucking radio show, I'm fucking different now. I'm somebody. I'm pretty sure I'm somebody in fucking trance right now. I'm one of the top 3 in trance music right now. I'm saying I'm the fucking top one always. I'm not saying all day that in Australia you have Timmy Trumpet and Marlo. You have Sunset Brothers coming up. Which it's still early, man. Which it's always early. I mean, over there you have Deadmau5 with dubstep and rap music, and that's a different genre. But I mean, Deadmau5 can make trance techno music, man. Which he can do it. But Energy, which Deadmau5 can do it. Which Deadmau5 can do it, but he has a certain style of music that he plays techno and trance, but it's more different. It's a different style. It's a techno track more than a trance track. And why is that? Because there's no energy in that. It's just do 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 do. Fuck. It's just fucking like that. But if you go and that's more fucking trance. But with me, in my 9-minute music, there's a thing about my 9-minute music that I show a bit of variation over here. And my music is never just fucking energy. But my music is more encore music too. And it's fucking building up to the chill mix. And it's fucking building up to energy mix. And energy mix is the climax of the track. And it's fucking going all the way from down, all the way up. Which my fucking music goes like this. Down to up and fucking finishes on a high, mate. And that's it. And every fucking time now, I do that. I just move on, man. I move on, but my music is different, and I'm learning the capacity of this. I'm learning how other people are just blindsiding themselves about everything. Not sure, but let it be that way. Not sure I understand straight away how I'm learning. I'm learning to grow. I'm learning to understand how to be the best. The best I can be every single day. I'm learning how to go and grow myself, yeah? I'm learning the different architectures or whatever it is. But since I'm understanding how to grow myself differently, I'm understanding how to understand my life. I understand mate. I'm understanding every single day now that my words are filling the gaps, mate. But they can have sex and pleasure all they like, but I understand the words is much more fulfilling. And speaking those words and being on video with you is much more fulfilling than me fucking a woman, mate. Yeah, because look at the words I said to you in the video, mate. Because me fucking a woman is in terms of how does it help you when I fuck a woman? How does it help you when how does it help you when I fuck any woman? The same? I can record a video of myself showing you how I do it. Is that it? But if I speak audio in that fucking film of me fucking them, now I'm fucking excellent, aren't I? Because I'm teaching you some audio content. I'm teaching you life coaching while fucking them. Now you have to watch the whole thing. And that's educational. Educational how? Educational because I'm talking random stuff over here. I'm learning the aspects of life differently. I'm understanding that this is the best thing to do. Is educate people with words. Because it's never about sex. It's about talking words. And now I understand straight away how I feel about life. I feel different, yeah? I feel that no matter what I'm learning how to grow myself differently and let it be that way. I'm learning that I have to go and grow myself regardless. But as I grow myself, I have no hate in the world. I'm understanding that I'm just learning how to grow. I'm learning how to grow differently. Making sure I'm learning how to go and be the best version of myself always. And I'm learning how to be with you always, differently. In aspects of life, in terms of how I'm understanding my life over here. I drink some water more and more. I'm saying I have more than enough always to succeed differently. And that's how I understand my life. I understand my life differently always. And that's what you guys need to do. And you guys have to understand your life. You have to understand straight away how to go and be above technology, but it happens quickly. And just keep being patient. But this time next year, I'm in a better position, I promise you. It's escalating fast, and it's something that I've never done before. And it's something that is going to happen over time. I'm understanding how fast I have been going in music production especially, and now my events is rolling forward now. I've just done my first event with life coaching, and it's excellent and successful, and I understand it's a successful event because I've done 9 hours of life coaching on a day and more, and I gave $1,200 so you can have that for free. I understand that it's just that kind of day, yeah? So make sure you understand that no matter what, that since I'm understanding every single day, that I understand that the government gave me the money, but I still gave you the money. I still made the event. I still gave you all that content on the day. I still gave you the truth, man. And the truth shall set you free. So you can see in the truth that I was using other people's money to give you content. For free. And that's it, yeah? I'm working hard. I'm working high and above. But you can see that nice beautiful message here. That I have nothing to hide about my life. I understand that although every single time I use the government's money to help you, man. I give it to you for free. They give me money for free. I fucking give you words for free. They give me money for free. I fucking run away from the government. I run away from the 9-to-5 job to give you these words. And do you understand me? never want me to, I want you to never want me to work a 9 to 5 job. I never work a 9 to 5 job. I get the government's money to give you the words so I control the world for free. You understand? Yeah. I look for the free word. I look for free Wi-Fi. I look for free money. I look for a free kiss. I look for a free hug. I look for a free travel. I look for free discounts, man. I look for fucking freedom, man. Yeah. I look for free information like Jesus Christ Bible. And so what you need to realize is understand straight away that if you want to go and focus on something, then love your life. But every single day, understand that people are talking about everything, man, today. And find your road. When your road is your way, and it's never their way. When your road is making sure that you're speaking more words. If you're never speaking more words, then forget what they're saying, mate. Make sure you understand that you need to speak more words right now. Because if you're never speaking more words, then you're watching their legacy unfold. If you're understanding how to speak your words today, then understand that is the only, that's the only point that you need. So encourage yourself every single day to focus on yourself every single day, to make sure that you're loving your life and you're in recognition of who you are every single day, and that you're learning how to go and become a star for yourself. Because there's nothing else to do, guys. There's nothing else to do other than making sure that you're learning, yeah? I'm not saying that when I learn something, I understand I have to go sleep soon as well, because I feel that my nice and beautiful life over here has to sleep as well, and I feel it. I'm not saying I have to do some synonyms. I have a lot of work to do. I'm not saying although I have this video over here, I'm not saying that I can do much more, a little bit. I'm not saying that I'm pushing myself. I'm pushing myself in different ways. I'm learning that no matter what, that there's always more content in video and audio content more to do anyway. So I'm not saying that what's important for me is learning how to just go and grow myself regardless. But I see how much work I have to do to just become successful. For fuck's sake, it's a lot of work. And I see how much 40 years of talking is. But what else can you do? That's fulfilling, isn't it? Or it's just, I'm fucking strong about that. I'm just fucking do. And I'm just fucking going, I'll get all the way up, man. I'll get all the way up to success. But there's no fucking stopping, man. There's no stopping, and I never fucking go to the past. I never talk to the people of the past. I don't care about them, man. Good for you, man. You know what I'm saying? That's it, man. Make sure every single day I'm giving them all the knowledge, man, for free. And they give me popularity for free. I'm getting popularity in terms of words for free. I'm learning, yeah? I'm learning something different, man. Make sure I'm learning how to grow. And other people are just jealous of me because I'm fucking more successful in words, man. I'm fucking making sure every single day I'm learning, yeah? I'm learning how to grow. I'm learning how to become a star. I'm learning how to go fucking travel the world. I'm doing something on video every fucking day. I'm learning to do 1 hour video every fucking day. Stay consistent. I have fucking time. And stay YouTube consistent. And stay fucking Instagram consistent. For fuck's sake. And I just fucking focus on Instagram and YouTube. And fucking nothing else. Which other people want fucking TikTok. And Snapchat. And LinkedIn. And YouTube. And Instagram. And Twitch. And fucking Twitter. And fucking other fucking applications. And fucking Pinterest. I don't want to fucking post everywhere, man. Post on post on max 3 fucking social medias today. Rush, yeah. Rush, it's more enough for you. Rush, yeah. Rush, Snapchat is a limit, man. Rush, Snapchat is a limit. Rush, forget Snapchat. Rush, Snapchat is full of people who have no money to give you. But they have popularity to give you. They can give you shares. They can do all this for you. But for fuck's sake, the more you fucking post on Snapchat, the more they watch you as well. They watch you, but the thing is, focus on understanding that what is important with Snapchat is understanding that you need to be consistent with that. The more consistent you are with that, the more you succeed. You have to be consistent with everything, but I just use Instagram and YouTube and Mega Drive because I feel that's where I go, man. I understand that. I understand with Snapchat all that. Whereas it's more consistency, but posting on Snapchat means never posting on Instagram for me. Posting on TikTok means never posting on YouTube. What do you want to do? I can rather post on YouTube and Instagram. And that'll be, man. I don't be that way. I mean, isn't it easy for me? I mean, isn't it easy for you to find me on YouTube and Instagram? It's just fucking easy, yeah. You never fucking have to create Snapchat to find me. In a sense, so it's much easier to use YouTube than it is fucking Instagram. Right? Yeah. I mean, why is that? Because the functions. I mean, fucking you just go on YouTube and click whatever you want and watch. But on Instagram, it's fucking like, how the fuck do you make a post? What's that? Well, yeah, it's fucking different. On YouTube, you can say already fucking there's a toggle button there and just fucking search for a video. It's very easy, yeah. For sure, more older people who are over 50 are on YouTube today. And anybody who's under 50 today is more on Instagram. You have to be on both. And look at my Instagram, I fucking put a lot of effort into it. I mean, why? Because it fucking gives me a great reputation to have all those fashion photos and have all those poses of myself. I get to look at myself this way. I have a great Instagram. But those women are going for guys who have orange, they're going for guys who have orange toenails, for fuck's sake. I mean, they have ugly toenails. I mean, they're going for guys who are ugly. I'm not sure. Those guys never fucking have a fashion photo of themselves. Yeah. I mean, make sure you understand that every single day. If you want to go and grow yourself differently, then make sure you understand I have fashion. I have much more than them. I'm never ugly. I'm understanding something along the way. I'm understanding that no matter what, you must understand how to grow yourself, yeah? You grow yourself how you understand. I'm pretty sure they're never I. They're never doing what I do. And what I do is more than them. I'm doing more than them. I'm not saying that my content over here is loading and it's uploading all the time, making sure I have more enough success all the time. I'm using everything I can to make sure I'm succeeding. Make sure I'm always successful. I'm doing what I can to succeed differently. Make sure I have more enough success all the time to keep talking words every single day, to keep enjoying my life, man. I've done over 220 hours of live performance in front of people, man. I have no worries about that. I'm enjoying my life anyway. I'm making sure anyway that you can fucking go from my YouTube channel, and by the time that you go from my YouTube channel, that's already 2 years of your life, man. I mean, to even watch everything, man. I mean, the most you can watch from me is 1 hour a day, mate, on YouTube. But you have to watch more than that. You have to watch more than that. You have to be doing your words more than that, and you have to be giving more words than you watch me. I'm teaching you how to speak words. I'm teaching you how to go and understand how I speak words. And learn from my example. I'm not saying straight away that as I grow myself, I'm grooming myself on fucking on top of the game. Or else that for tomorrow, I understand that tomorrow is today. I have to fucking plan my life. I wake up in the morning, I fucking groom myself quickly. And why do I groom myself quickly? Because it's just that kind of occasion around here. Making sure that from that point, I can do some fashion photos. I'm gonna do some fashion photos again. And just fucking keep chipping at it. I keep chipping at these fucking fashion photos differently over there. There's some fucking fashion photos over there I can do. Just keep going, man. I fucking bring my jumper as well. I fucking do 1 set of photos today and let it be, man. I do fucking 1 set of photos and go, man. I keep chipping at it, mate. Do something different and just fucking keep going. And then although I fucking do 1 hour video, you know, do some remixes here, do some ICU, yeah. I have ICU, do my fucking synonyms and antonyms, do some Netflix and chill, do some Spotify listening. Which I keep going, just keep going, and I never fucking need a 9-to-5 job, mate. I mean, since no matter what, or is that every single day, I mean, the most I made in a 9-to-5 job, in money, is $3,000 in my bank account. Yeah, I mean, I'm 29 years of age. Which the most I had from a 9-to-5 job is $3,000 in my bank account for 29 years, man. Which the most fucking money I did loan from other people is $5,000 from the bank, man. I never had over $5,000 in my bank account, man. Yeah. And I mean, for 29 years, I never had over. For 25 years, for 29 years, I never had over $5,000 in my bank account, man. I mean, what makes me successful now? I'm better than that now. I mean, the thing is, the 9-to-5 job is never the way for money, man. I mean, how much money do you want to fucking earn or make on a 9-to-5 job? Which is never the way, man. Which is Mr. Dead End Road, man. And they fucking make you work like a horse over there, and they fucking tax you 40% of what you make. That's all. Every fucking year, mate. I mean, you have to understand that. If you make 100,000, they say give us 40,000. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, yeah, but the self-employee people who are self-employees are much better than employees. But you have to understand, I'm an employee. I'm self-employee. I'm also somebody who's a business and investor side. I'm doing what Robin Kiyosaki states, but you must understand, I understand how information is driven today, mate. And people are fucking going around the world giving you fucking information to succeed. And you have to fucking keep listening, and you have to keep reading. You have to fucking keep being more curious about everything. But for myself, I'm understanding that what's important for myself right now is learning how to speak more words than fucking reading from them. And why is that? Because I understand they're talking about I. They're all fucking talking about the word I and how to speak more words. I mean, they just want to fucking speak more words. I'm pretty sure they never want to fucking do anything else. Which that's all they're fucking doing, but they're giving ideas along the way. And now, those ideas are different. And now you have to stimulate yourself with those ideas. But how? Well, you fucking keep doing audios more than fucking physical work, right? I mean, keep doing fucking audio programs more than fucking physical writing. I mean, if you want to fucking sit down for 12 hours and fucking write like this, I mean, why not fucking speak more fucking words while fucking understanding something about life? I mean, what I can do now for myself is while I do these life coaching videos, is I can fucking read something along the way. And now, is it much better for me to do so? Actually, yes. But guess what? Actually, it's more how it is. I can fucking read something now for myself while I'm actually talking to you. And isn't that fucking multitasking? Actually, yeah. But the thing is, right now, I can understand that straight away. I'm learning, man. I'm learning how to be a star, man. I'm learning how to fucking do my life. I'm learning how to go and grow myself differently, yeah? I'm learning to just go and enjoy myself. I can listen to music while I'm fucking talking to you. I can be doing, let's say, Spotify while I'm talking to you. I can fucking do whatever I want while I'm talking to you. Understand? Well, that's the thing, yeah? And then fucking, guess what? I mean, learn from it. And learn from something that you want every single day. So, what I'm doing now is I'm learning. I'm learning how to just go and pronounce myself in a better way. To just go and enjoy myself in different ways. And guess what? I'm enjoying my life over here. I'm enjoying my life in different ways. And I'm looking to understand how to study and how to perform and how to make sure I'm doing much fucking better than yesterday. That's all I fucking have to do. But every single day, learn, yeah? Learn how to go and perform with yourself to be the greatest version of yourself is what you need to do. I mean, nothing else. Or else anyway, that YouTube today is connecting itself with Google Drive, for example. So if you understand anything about life, understand that what you need to do is show up for yourself in a better way. I'm always learning, guys, making sure that what you need to do always is make sure you're learning. I mean, you have to be learning something, and you have to just listen to something randomly while you're talking. And while you talk and something happens is you're learning. I mean, you're learning that nice and beautiful energy. I mean, learn the energy of people and listen to audios all day long while you're talking. I mean, that's what you fucking do, man. I mean, listen to audios all fucking day long while you're talking and fucking listen to anything and understand Jesus Christ saying it's much better for you. And then you fucking never have to look at the images, but if you never want to, but fucking understand how to catch up to people and fucking learn how to talk to yourself and other people. And just fucking understand to just see the scenarios of what's happening around them and see who they're talking to. And also see the images before you fucking move on to the next video. And also just fucking see how their attitude is in terms of the tones that they're using and what words they're saying and how they're dressing and what they're doing and what's the scenario and what's the setting. And what else is there? I mean, make sure you understand that you're learning that nice and beautiful attitude in terms of what they're doing and how happy they are. I mean, are they happy? I mean, are they doing greater? I mean, what kind of video did they post and how long was the video? I mean, how much video do they have online now? I mean, how much subscribers do they have now and today? I mean, are their subscribers going up? I mean, what is it about them that's really successful today than before? I mean, how are they fucking making a difference today than before? I mean, go and understand to see what they're talking about. I mean, what are they curious about today and how are they really understanding something about life? And what are they actually doing today to make sure that they are successful, mate? And just make sure that what you understand straight away is focus on yourself and listen to the sounds and what kind of sounds is happening around that area of life and how are they actually updating you in that information and what are they doing. I mean, of course, I understand that with Grant Cardone, he's updating me about himself doing content and making sure that he's always building his real estate right now. He's building real estate to make more money, and guess what? I mean, he's making a nice, beautiful setup of nice beautiful real estate around his house over here, and he's making sure that no matter what, that people can go and give him more money for what he's doing for that real estate. And that's it, man. I mean, you understand. So as I'm understanding that, what I do is I make sure you understand. I'm always looking at those images, so I can see Grant those images. I can see exactly what he's doing. So I'm just seeing already 4 minutes 28 minutes. I mean 4 minutes and 28 seconds of the video, of the images in that. I just went fucking through YouTube just now and just watching it. And it's so fucking simple. I mean, look at this. I mean, this is how I watch Grant Cardone, man. And Grant Cardone is just like this. I mean, while I'm talking to you, I'm fucking reading his fucking story. Look at this. I can see, I was talking to you, yeah? I was talking to you, but then I see, oh, is that what he's doing? I mean, for fuck's sake, I mean, look at his images, man. I mean, fuck's sake, I understand, I never fucking have to watch his video, do I? I mean, guess what, I have to watch his video. I'd rather talk to you for 4 minutes and 28 seconds, and the video finishes, I say, I mean, let me just say what the fuck Grant Cardone was doing the whole time. Oh, I've seen in 1 second, yeah? I've seen the whole fucking video in 1 second. I don't fucking have to watch that video anymore. I watched that fucking very quickly, didn't I? I mean, yeah, I mean, that's how quickly I watch. I mean, fucking wrestling. I mean, this is how I fucking watch wrestling, man. I mean, look at this. I mean, fucking wrestling. I mean, who the fuck has 10 minutes to watch this, man? I mean, who the fuck has this? I mean, who the fuck is going to watch this shit? I mean, this is never shit, but look. I mean, for fuck's sake. I mean, this is how I watch wrestling. I mean, this is how I watch wrestling, man. I mean, I see what's going on in the wrestling fucking ring. I mean, look at that. I mean, I see what they're doing, man. I see what they're doing. I see what's in the fucking video already, man. I mean, do you want to fucking watch that now? I mean, do you fucking feel like watching that now? I never fucking feel like watching that anymore, man. I mean, do you feel like watching that? I never fucking feel like watching that. I've seen it already. I mean, fucking people sit on the fucking chairs over there, fucking watching that for 10 minutes. I fucking watch it in 1 second. You understand? I mean, you guys can go through my video like this very quickly on YouTube and see exactly my fucking video and just listen to my audio program. I mean, for my audio program, I mean, do you think I want to listen to wrestling audio? What the fuck are they gonna do? Oh, he fell on his head. I mean, fucking big deal, man. I mean, fuck. I mean, what are you teaching me about life, mate? I mean, what else is it? I mean, every single day I'm learning something. I'm learning some motivation from people. I'm learning to see, for example, this bro. Look at this. This is fucking 1 hour and something, man. Look, I can straight away see what the fuck is in the video, mate. So, I understand it's 1 hour and something, yeah? But, have a look. And make sure you understand that you have to go and grow yourself regardless. You have to show yourself empathy, man. I understand that it's lagging, man. But the video is lagging right now. And move on, man. So every single day I'm learning, yeah? I'm learning the architecture of something different. I'm learning how to grow myself in different ways. Learning to just be a star, man. I mean, I'm learning to teach you something different, man. But if you want to fucking do much better for your life, then you have to speak words, man. I have to charge more content. And you guys have to speak more. I mean, you guys have to do more. I mean, do more content for yourself. Make sure always to love my life, man. I love my life differently. I make sure as I'm really reading and everything, I'm reading the surroundings. Reading what's going on in that scenario. And I'm not saying that updates. I mean, they're updating me. I mean, what are they updating me? I mean, they're updating me about their life, mate. I mean, they're updating me about the scenarios around the world. But that's it, man. I mean, you must understand. So, every single day I'm learning. I'm learning how to just treasure myself in different ways. I'm learning how to go and do much greater for myself in the best kind of ways, mate. There's nothing else to do. So I'm not saying that no matter what, that if the internet's not working, guess what, bro? You get yourself a new internet, man. I'm not saying that if I understand my internet over here has to do better. I'm not saying every single day. Guess what? I'm positive about everything. I'm positive about my scenario. I'm positive about life. I'm positive about living my potential over here. But with Netflix and you, I understand that I never watch Netflix while watching you, man. I understand that. I understand that what's important for me is learning how to grow myself in different ways. But what I want to do now is I want to go and do this. I understand that no matter what, I have some time over here to be able to go and see the nice little connection signal with Wi-Fi over here, in terms of this nice little hostel here. And guess what? I'm not saying that I have to go and actually get the Wi-Fi. I'm not saying the Wi-Fi is around here somewhere. I'm not saying that what I want to do is go and get the connection signal right now. And guess what? I'm just around the corner. But guess what? A little bit away. Alright, now what I'm going to do now I'm focusing on making sure that you understand. I can pause the video right now. I can just go and see my nice beautiful Wi-Fi around this hostel. I think I have around 500 megabytes or something of Wi-Fi, so I can use it because I have to get myself some new Wi-Fi. And guess what, I mean, that's how it is. I mean, sometimes you have to use some free Wi-Fi so you can listen to audio programs for the next 45 minutes of your video. It's how I do it. So anyway, so I'm just looking for a nice and beautiful Wi-Fi around here. I'm looking for the village hostel Wi-Fi. So what you want to do about life is you have to learn how to sometimes understand how I feel about life. I'm looking for different areas of life. I'm looking for something new. I know. Making sure I'm looking for the nice and beautiful life. I'm just understanding you guys have the free Wi-Fi around here. I mean, there's no free Wi-Fi around here. I have no worries, thank you. See, so what I'm understanding about life is you guys have to just understand straight away how it is when you're actually looking for that aspect of life over here. So what you have to do is, over here it says click here, for example. So I'm looking to see when that free Wi-Fi is. So what you have to understand straight away is you have to go and focus upon helping yourself to just deliver that content for yourself. So then you're actually looking for that different area of life for yourself. So that's the whole point, isn't it? I mean, the whole point is recording yourself along the way and making sure that you're just understanding straight away what you need to do. But the thing is, now I'm understanding that no matter what I'm learning, I'm learning that nice and beautiful aspect of life in different ways. So I'm understanding that what you need to do is focus on helping yourself to succeed. Well, guess what? I mean, this is different for me to do. I'm understanding that no matter what, it's all different for me, and that's the thing. I mean, if you understand straight away how I feel that they give, they did give me actually this kind of content right now. I'm not saying that what I need to do is understand something now. I'm understanding that it's just that kind of day, isn't it? I mean, that free Wi-Fi stuff, I understand that no matter what I do. I mean, it's more how I feel. I feel that other people never even have a clue about themselves and life, mate. So what I do is I move on and make sure that what I want to do is I want to ask them for free Wi-Fi. That's what I understand straight away, that as I go and grow myself, I mean, you have to feel worthy. I mean, you have to feel someone is always approaching you in different ways. And if you're approaching yourself in different ways, then you're looking for the new attitude. I mean, guess what? I mean, make sure you understand that before you even enter your hostel or anything like that, they're looking for new ways of dealing with life. I mean, you're looking for ways of helping yourself to succeed differently. And you're making sure that you have that beautiful scenario where I can go also around the world, and I can travel, and I can do more content much better. Alright, so anyway, so what I'm doing now is I'm making sure I understand that no matter what, I have no adversity in my life. But the thing is, every single day, just learn to enjoy, I mean, learn to enjoy yourself. And guess what, bro, it's more how I feel. I feel if you understand that other people are struggling right now, they're struggling for what? I mean, they're struggling to communicate words, I promise you, especially. I mean, they're struggling to communicate all those words that you hear through my mouth. And because I understand that, I mean, guess what? I'm learning to just understand how to make a quality video in a way that you understand what I'm doing. I mean, guess what, bro? That kind of video there, I don't do much for it. What do I have to do there? I have to make sure I'm just letting it be now. I'm just letting it be. I'm just going to do something different that I've never done. And for myself over here, I'm doing much better anyway. That's the thing. I mean, other people make you feel like shit. When they make you feel like shit, like, you know what shit? When they're trying to make other people feel like shit. When they're trying to make other people feel like shit in a way that they have no money, and in a way that they're unable to afford something, and they're trying to make people feel low and get on the street too, and they're causing havoc around here in terms of money, in terms of how people are living. And you also understand, and why is that? I mean, they're printing money, mate. I mean, they're printing money, and that money is getting the rich richer and getting the poor poorer. But is it really? Actually, yeah. But guess what? Actually, it's more how you must understand that it's more how it is. But you must understand now, they make you feel like, I mean, you must understand that there are people out there that try to make other people feel like crap, like they have no money. But nobody's stopping you from having more money, mate. I mean, the thing is, more money is more words, man. And I can see how much people Obviously, how much people want to be great, man. I mean, they want to be great in life, but I understand no matter what that you're learning, yeah? I understand that I'm learning about how I speak to people, and the thing is, I'm learning how to just dwell for my life. I'm not saying that guy is positive with me. I'm learning how to just go and grow myself, yeah? I'm not saying that I accidentally did say to him, you guys, but it's just him. I'm pretty sure it's more how he is, anyway. So as I'm growing myself differently, I'm learning how to just understand how I study my life differently, and I'm making sure that I have that nice and beautiful notion over here, that the nice beautiful way of life over here. We have that nice and beautiful Wi-Fi signal around here. When that Wi-Fi signal is somewhere. So I'm not saying that what I want to do for myself especially is just go and really, really dwell upon helping myself to succeed. And that's just something I understand. I understand that if you're talking more words, I mean, you're never wasting time if you're talking more words. But are you wasting time if you're talking more words? Unfortunately not. What can I be doing much more than this? I can be reading something at most. I mean, what else? I mean, what are they talking about? What should they talking about? I mean, guess what? No wasting time, am I? What should they talk about? I. So the thing is, every single day, if you want to go and focus upon helping yourself to succeed, it's more how poor service, man. Oh, I mean, you see it perfect. I mean, when you see those people who have poor service around here, I mean, fucking no Wi-Fi connection signal around town. I mean, where the fuck is it, mate? I mean, fucking why? I mean, why do you fucking make it so difficult to find your fucking free Wi-Fi around town? I mean, they fucking make it so difficult, yeah. They're fucking idiots, mate. I mean, put it somewhere on the fucking door somewhere where people can find it. I mean, fucking stick it 10 times somewhere so people can find it. I mean, they're fucking idiots, man. So what I do is I move on, man. Make sure that what I want to do is focus on a great way of life. I'm not saying I do have an email, yeah. And since I have an email account, I do have an email account. Make sure I can go and check out the email. Now that email is something different, and that email may have a free account password right here. But guess what? It's more how it is, man. I'm learning. I'm learning that nice and beautiful aspect of life differently. I'm learning how to just go and see my emails here. I'm learning the different aspects of what you can do daily to succeed differently. And if you want to succeed differently in different ways, you have to go and focus on encouraging yourself to live life differently and to make sure that you're doing greater than other people, and then that you're making sure that you always have that more compassion in terms of more compassion with other people, to make sure you're positive by making sure every single day that if you're looking for anything to do, then just talk words, because you're going to talk words anyway. So make sure you understand that's the thing about people. I mean, make sure you understand that they never fucking have a clue about what they're doing. A lot of I mean, guess what? Move on, man. But it's more how these people around here have no fucking service, really, man. I mean, they have a service, but they fucking really this, mate. But it's more how I feel. I feel that kind of vibe with them, man. I can see it straight away. I can see they're just lacking service and lacking potential, mate. And it's more lack of communication there. I move on, man. For sure, the reason those women are never with me is because they lack of skills in communication. They're lacking words, man. And that's the truth, man. I'm pretty sure. For sure, the thing is, every single day, that no matter what, I'm learning. Always. That I'm learning different aspects of life. That's it. For sure, though, guess what? For sure, it's more how they go for guys who have lower communicational skills than them. First they go for men. There's a woman go for men who have low communicational skills and lower than them too. And that's how they are. And men, those men also go for women who have lower communicational skills than them too. And it's always by automatic this way. I mean, why is that? Because they're lacking communicational skills. So they always find something less attractive than they are. It's always like that. But the ones that find more attractive are the ones who are chasing their dreams in terms of words much more than other people. And then what happens is they eventually go find somebody that they chase themselves. They have what they deserve, and that's it. Because they understand that they have more words regardless. But other people who are chasing other people never have more words regardless, but aren't aware of it. They're unaware of that they have more words. And guess what? I give them more words. Oh, I forgive everything. But the thing is, I know when to block anybody's words. But they have more words, but they're unaware of it. But Damon Levoich has more words, but he's aware of it. And I understand that anyway, that what I want to do is, I'm just asking a question, but I'm very positive about life. And I understand how I can go and fucking do a life coaching video anywhere fucking around town now. It's fucking easy, yeah? It's fucking easy to do everything around town. While I fucking walk, I can do a life coaching video. No fucking worries, mate. I'm fucking just recording the whole fucking scenario, mate. And just on the fucking go somewhere, yeah? I'd rather be indoors as well, doing it. And now, that's it. I should do my motivational videos on the fucking go too. And that's the whole point. So I'm understanding every single day. I understand how I was in Brisbane over there. And I was always, I was talking like this. And I was trying to, with my brain, to do something to talk to you. Actually, it's never that. I mean, never try to do anything with your brain to talk to other people. I mean, just talk. I mean, never fucking try to tense your fucking self to talk out something, mate. Understand? So if an Optus, something to an Optus website comes in and says, hey, something's never right. Well, guess what? It means that the internet's fucking never working with them. I mean, the fucking internet's never working, and that's why. Understand? Right? It's your internet or the internet. Actually, it's everybody's internet, mate. Every single day, make sure you understand that what you need to do, you just say it's the word I only. Which is I only, but it's I internet. Now, anyway, I understand that. So make sure all the time, you just go and focus on yourself. When you focus on your life, I mean, where did you put it? I mean, every single day, put something in your life where you go and grow yourself. And grow yourself differently and make sure that no matter what, you're learning quickly upon what you need to do to succeed differently is what you need to do. Every single day, if you want to go and grow yourself differently, then make sure you're connecting the videos together and making sure that you're learning anyway. You have to go and do a U-Cup video anyway. And guess what? It's how it is. I mean, for myself over here with this video, I'll make sure it's just like that. But as I grow myself differently, I'll make sure always I just go and check and just go and do greater. So anyway, so what I'm doing now is I'm learning to just go and grow myself differently, yeah? And as I grow myself differently, I'm learning that nice and beautiful attitude, nice and beautiful life that I need to do daily, because anything that's an update is what you need to do. And update yourself with different, upload and update yourself with different attitudes of life differently, so you can go and focus on your life, yeah? And that's how you actually learn. I mean, learn how to actually talk over that. Learn to actually go and do something that's actually nice for you. So focus more on your words than other people. I mean, focus on how to actually update yourself with everything that's going on. And every single day you're learning, yeah? I mean, you're learning that nice beautiful attitude. But every single day, understand that it's more about I. And I understand Jesus Christ is saying, just keep going. But learn how to go and just dwell upon your life in different ways. So make sure you understand it's more about that, yeah? So if you're learning how to understand straight away, that you're learning how to go and grow yourself differently, and you're making sure that you have more enough success all the time, you're making sure every single day that you're learning more, yeah? And that's all you have to do every single day. So focus on saying that what's important is learning. And if you're learning something differently, then you're understanding that you're using your fingers and you're using your body language to talk more and flow more, making sure that you're learning to orchestrate your language over other people with body language. And then you're understanding straight away, you're learning, yeah? And making sure that you have more enough success all the time, and making sure that you have more enough to focus upon you and what you're saying. Because that way you're learning. And you're learning that no matter what, you have that nice beautiful content. And the content of what? And the content of being able to express. And if I express myself with my body language like this, I'm more into you. And the word I. Making sure you understand that if I go like this, or if I'm talking like that, and I understand that I'm talking to you like this, I understand there's a big difference between that and talking to you like this. And you can understand me what I'm talking about. I'm making sure you understand that I'm learning, yeah? And as I learn myself, I'm focused upon understanding this difference, yeah? Because I understand that, because that's what I'm understanding, yeah? Because there's a big difference now. And what's the difference? Because this is the difference when you understand straight away. When I learn like this, for example, I can go and I can explain something like this, and understand straight I can talk to you like this. But the thing is that I understand that it can be boring like this. It can be very boring, yeah. When I'm talking like this, I'm orchestrating like this with my nice and beautiful mindset. Look fucking smart, man. You understand me? I understand that no matter what, I'm learning how to really be like that. Because I understand fucking showing you something new. Fucking showing you a nice and beautiful story, I know. So you have to fucking understand that's much better than fucking this over here. I understand, because that's fucking like someone who's sleeping and very lazy, yeah? So I'm not saying that if I'm just doing this, for example, I'm talking to you like this, for example, and you're understanding me like this as well, that's the same as this right here. That's the same like that. So when I'm doing like this, I'm saying that no matter what, I'm learning. And then I'm always just focusing on myself and what I'm saying more than what other people are saying. So if I understand that, I'm actually understanding that what's important is then I may catch on to something and talk about it. And that's it. I mean, I'm learning that nice beautiful attitude, yeah? So focus on understanding that no matter what you're doing, every single day you're learning. I mean, you're learning that nice beautiful attitude every single day to focus on making sure that you're focusing on more yourself than other people, so you can understand straight away that you're learning how to go and grow yourself. So focus on what you want. I mean, focus on making sure that you want to go and grow yourself differently, and making sure that you have that nice beautiful attitude with yourself. To focus on loving yourself is what you need to do. So make sure every single day you're learning that beautiful attitude with yourself, to talk, and you talk and talk and talk, and then you just enjoy yourself every single day is what you need to do. So focus on saying that's what you need to do. And then I'm saying every single day you're learning. You're learning what? You're learning that communication skill. But what else can you do? I mean, learn how to talk. I mean, learn how to talk daily. And if you talk daily, then guess what? I mean, you're never wasting time, are you? I mean, you're never wasting time if you're talking. So if you're talking more and more and more, then that's what Jesus Christ wants for you. And you're making sure how to go that kind of communication skill for yourself daily. It's what you guys need to do every single day. And focus on being smart, and focus on being someone who can talk with yourself every single day, and learning how to do that for yourself daily, to make sure that you're understanding every single day the craft of yourself and your nice and beautiful life. So you can go into philanthropy if you want. You can understand philanthropy is when you give money for free. You just understand that. You give money for free, and just understand if you do that, it's the best business. And why is that? Because I gave $1,200 on my 29th birthday. And guess what? Virtually nobody did show up except I. But I did 9 hours of free content on that day too. That's philanthropy. I mean, so make sure you understand. I understand that, but at least I had an event for myself. At least I made an event. At least I learned something from that day. So I'm understanding every single day I'm learning that nice and beautiful attitude of my life, yeah? So I'm understanding how to use my body language to fucking get over, to get over other people's notions and other people's voices. I'm understanding every single day you must understanding that if you're learning, or other people's even sounds, in terms of other sounds. So I'm using body language to get over sounds, yeah? And I'm learning how to do that always with myself. And that's the whole point. And the whole point is learning the differences. Learn something different always. I mean, that's what you need to do. There's nothing else to do in life other than making sure you're learning and growing. And you're learning and growing your life to make sure that you're learning how to grow yourself in the best kind of ways. You understand straight away there's always more to talk about, because talking is all that long, isn't it? I mean, always all your progress anyway. So just go and do your video. I mean, that's what you have to do. And you can see you're reading anyway. You're just making sure that you're maximizing your time. I mean, you're maximizing the profit over here, mate. And you're looking for big ideas, yeah? And there's always a big idea laying around. But learn how to go and yearn, and learn how to go and grow yourself, and learn how to go and Netflix and do whatever you need to do to communicate words daily. Is what you guys need to do. But push yourself to communicate daily. And there's nothing else to do other than making sure you're growing yourself and focus on that kind of aspect of life. But never be shaming yourself because you're talking words. You'll talk more words regardless. And you understand straight away that words do fulfill you every single day, because that's what you need to do, approach. That's all there is to do. I mean, it's either do this that I'm doing or kill somebody and go to prison. What do you want? I mean, do you want to talk words like this, or do you want to go to prison? I mean, I rather talk words, yeah? I rather talk words, and I rather just talk to you like this every single day rather than go killing and raping women and killing people. So make sure you understand every single day that you're learning something along the way, and you're making sure that you have that nice beautiful content to go and focus on yourself more than other people. And then just understand straight away that you must understand to learn on how people are talking positively about their life. And that's the ideas you're picking up. I mean, you're picking up how people are talking positive, mate. And you must understand that way look at the communicational skills. And how they're using their words is what you're looking at. Look at the orchestra. Look at the orchestra of what they're saying in the words. That's what you understand. Look at the tones of how they're speaking those words. And learn that. Learn the different words that they're speaking in different ways and how they're actually doing that and stimulate yourself around that. And then learn how to speak that too. And learn how to go and speak much better than them. And learn how to understand how they're speaking positively. And if they're speaking positively, then that's why you're reading. Really. It's just only aspect of life that you're reading. But there's nothing else, man. But make sure you understand straight away you're learning, yeah? You're learning how to speak more positively every single day. And you understand straight away how people are adding up to the equation with their words, yeah? And you understand straight away what you need to do is lift that communication with them. Then that's a true reading. And true reading is learning how to talk better than them while they're talking. And then also a rule. And there's nothing else much better for you other than making sure that you're growing, yeah? And as you're growing yourself, you're making sure that you're pushing up to the equation and just pushing much more of everything, man. You're just talking much better. I'm doing better now. I'm doing better now. And why is that? Because I'm learning how to talk, man. I'm learning how to just do that nice, beautiful way of life over here. But that's what you need to do, man. And there's nothing else to do all the time. So make sure you understand straight away that you're learning that beautiful attitude, yeah? And making sure every single day you're learning how to dwell upon that nice, beautiful attitude daily in different ways. So push up in ways of communicating over that. Communicate in ways that you're learning. And communicate in ways that you're learning how to understand that if you talk so much more than them in that situation, you can commit them into something that you understand. You're learning that they already have a commitment, yeah? And learn to understand that there's a higher purpose there. So a higher purpose is when they have a commitment to something. When you have a commitment to something, they understand straight away what you need to do. But if they have no commitment, then they watch you in that moment. So make sure you understand what you need to do is do much better and better and better. And that's all you want to do every single day. So focus on standing every single day. Focus on lifting your words. If you're lifting your words daily, then you understand straight away how you need to talk better. And talk better for yourself and focus on understanding how people talk words to you positively. And that's all I look at. I look at seeing how you talk better to me. I look at seeing how people talk better to me on YouTube videos and how they show themselves on YouTube videos. I look at seeing how they show up on YouTube videos and looking to see different ideas, yeah, and different ideas about how they're actually producing music differently to what I am. I can see Will Sparks, for example, with music production, and I see him and Evan Van Buren. And the thing is with Evan Van Buren is that he has a lot of tracks. But Will Sparks is somebody who's just starting out, mate. She's just starting out, but he has great music too. He's just starting out here and there. And guess what? You must understand that he's beginning to get to the point of, let's say, his second album here and there. But he's more going the Timmy Trumpet way. He's more going here and there, trance music. But he's more that kind of trance Timmy Trumpet kind of thing, where he's more house. He's more house DJ, but he's more trance house. But energy, actually not. Actually, it's more how he just plays that house music that Deadmau5 does. And it's more how it is, man. But make sure you understand straight away, I'm more energy. And also Will Spark stuff. But make sure, no matter what, you must understand that as I'm growing myself, you must understand that overall DJs can talk more and talk better and better and better and talk to learn how to yearn yourself to speak better while other people are speaking, while speaking better with them. Learn to speak with people better. But that's what I understand. So as they're talking to you or as you're reading, then talk much better anyway. And then you're actually learning something. And that's what you have to understand straight away. Learn how to be someone much more anyway. So as you learn how to grow yourself regardless, you're learning how to speak that nice beautiful language up and learn to push your communicational skills up. And you're learning to speak better. Speak better. And just keep speaking. Just keep speaking better. And that way you're learning. You're learning something, yeah? So learn how to have pause in your actual communicational skills differently and learn to do something different and push yourself differently. I'm very positive, aren't I? I'm very positive in this video. You can see it. I'm learning how to go and grow myself differently. That's what I'm doing now. I'm reading always much better. I'm talking much better while other people are talking to me in the earphones while reading. I'm talking to you much better like this. While they are talking much better in their YouTube video, I'm talking much better with them upon everything. And that's how I'm reading right now, and that's how I read about life too. Every single day I'm learning how to see how they are talking positively to me, and how they are talking to me in a better way. It's how I learn about everything. So when I look at Twitter, I look to see what are the positive scenarios of positive communicational skills that I can learn about these people. In terms of how do they talk to me positively that is lifting me up. That's what I look for. I look for the lifting up of the ideas. And that's all I look for. There's nothing else. I mean, when I look at Jesus Christ's story, I look for something that lifts me up in that story. So what lifts me up in that story always is the 12 disciples with Jesus Christ on the boat. And they're on the boat, and Jesus Christ stops the storm and calms down everything. That lifts me up. Why is that? Because he says in the Bible that you can stop anything with your words. I mean, you can overcome anything with your words, which is a positive scenario. But another positive scenario in the Bible that lifts me up with Jesus Christ is that he's born in Virgin Mary. And she's virgin and she never had sex with him. which lifts me up. But what else lifts me up about Jesus Christ? Watch when he says, turn your left cheek and then hit other people. Right? I mean, never hit other people physically, yeah. Which that lifts me up too. I mean, what else lifts me up about Jesus Christ? I mean, it's more how he just carries the word I. He carries the word I only for I love you and nothing else. Which that lifts me up. And what else in terms of life? Virtually, it's more how I understand that. As you understand that, virtually, it's more how I feel. And the word I is something that you have this word I about you. If you understand straight away that you're talking much better with yourself, I mean, isn't that the way much more than what they're doing? You have to understand straight away that it's much more how you can see what they're talking about and you can see how they feel about life. But just talk with yourself all day long while you're actually reading from them. I understand how much I can read with them. I want to read more and more and more. I want to read so much more. And I have to get ahead of the ground. I have to make sure I'm learning how to be something much more about what I'm saying, yeah? I'm not going to say straight away that no matter what, it's more how I feel that no matter what, I don't kill anybody, but make sure you understand straight away. I'm nice every single time. Learn how to grow yourself with that. Learn how to just understand straight away that you're growing and growing and growing. And you're saying that no matter what, you're learning how to grow and grow yourself differently. And never slap women and never slap anybody physically because we want to go and grow ourselves and making sure all the time you understand that what you have to do now is talk more and talk more and talk more. And that's it. I mean, just be able to go and understand straight away. I'm always faster and faster and faster and faster than other people with communicational skills because I'm somebody much greater, yeah? So every single day I'm learning. I'm learning much more all the time. So I'm always understanding straight away that when I talk more, I'm talking more differently than other people. I'm making sure I'm always positive about everything, yeah? And that's what I do. I make sure every single day I'm learning. And nothing can break me out. And nothing can break my non-simple communicational skills because I'm talking more than they are. I make sure I'm learning more than they are. And you have to see their YouTube videos and you have to see how much they're positive in terms of what they're doing. They never talk as much as I. That's something behind the scenes that you never understand about I over here. I talk way more than these people, for sure. I talk way more than them. But make sure you understand why. Make sure you understand that it's more about success. And it's more about understanding how they are very fast about communication skills, but it's more have them on times two over here. I have them on times two over here, and I'm listening to this guy, and his name is something over here. And his name is Robin Sharma. That's Robin Sharma. And guess what? I'm saying that I have to find his real name. But the thing is, every single day, learn something different, yeah? And if you do something to help yourself to succeed, and guess what? I mean, you're learning something, and learn something differently, and learn how to grow yourself differently, yeah? And that way you understand how to grow and just lift your communicational vibe. That's what you have to understand. But if you're reading from other people, then read how they're talking to you better. And read everything that is happening around town better and better and better. I mean, how you read? I mean, you read better. I mean, learn to see what's fucking better about that communication. I mean, that's it. I mean, speed read the fucking better words, mate. And go the better way in information. I mean, what is the best thing about the crowd that is in the past with you? I mean, I can say straight away that they don't want to kill me physically. Who else? I mean, it's more how I understand that they keep coming back to watch me. Which that's it. I mean, what else is that about them? I say it's more that. I said, but every single day I'm learning, yeah? I'm learning how to grow myself and making sure I'm learning how to grow myself differently. But I'm not saying every single day. If you want to grow yourself in different ways, then focus on making sure you have that nice beautiful way of life when you're actually growing yourself differently. You're making sure that no matter what you're learning the better aspects of life differently, you're making sure you're pushing and pushing and pushing. I mean pushing communicational vibes regardless, because all day long I'm talking words. All day long I'm talking words regardless. So I have to talk words anyway. So I may as well do a video. May as well do a 2-hour video because I'm talking all day words. No, why not? I'm fucking giving ideas, aren't I? Because that's the whole point. And then fucking learn and learn and learn and learn. That's what you need to do. Or that's what you need to do. I know my word I only. I know nothing else except the word I, and I'm focusing on that. But every single day, that's what people are talking about. And then guess what? First, the news updates you eventually what you need to do. The news updating you what you need to do eventually. So guess what you do? I mean, guess what? I mean, just keep learning anyway. Just keep learning and updating yourself about different aspects of life and something different every single day. And there's always something different. And there's always something different that you can learn today. So learn how to speak with yourself, to do more content for words and music that you're doing every single day. And just go and understand that every single time you do a life coaching video, be fucking reading something, man. And that's it, man. Unfortunately, just be positive. And Jesus Christ is saying, I'm very positive right now. I'm lifting myself. I'm learning how to just be much more about my communication skills differently. I'm not saying that no matter what, I find myself more attractive. Because I'm saying how to grow myself differently anyway. And that's growing myself in a better way. Learning that nice and beautiful attitude every single day. And I never kill anybody, but I make sure every single day I'm learning how to grow you. And I'm growing you always in different ways. Because what's amazing about life is understanding that you have to go and really, really dwell upon the better way. So synonyms is the way, and antonyms and rhyming words together, and making sure that you're learning that nice and beautiful attitude, yeah? So focus on making sure that you have to do much more content regardless. And practice every single day different. And practice differently every single day. And practice something different daily. When I'm saying every single day, that's the thing. Every single day, just be positive about that. Be positive about all that, and understand straight away how it feels. And you must understand that no matter what, it's what how it is. It's what how they feel that too. It says no matter what, if you understand straight away how it is, understand straight away I'm learning. Learning something differently. I'm understanding straight away how I feel. I feel greater. I feel greater all the time. And that's how I understand every single time how they view I here. I'm not saying it doesn't matter what I'm learning. I'm learning that nice and beautiful attitude every single day, which is more words. More words, man. I mean, more words is what you need. So talk about everything that is nice and beautiful, and look at people and how they talk to you positively. That's what you need. So every single day, learn. Learn more about yourself. I mean, there's nothing else to do. I mean, learn how to go and grow yourself, yeah? And be positive about yourself. Which that's what you need to do. And you need to make sure that every single day you're learning more. And learn more and be curious about yourself and learn that communicational skill of learning how to talk to yourself in ways of learning every single day that you're doing something nice for yourself. I mean, you're making sure every single day you're making sure that no matter what, you're making sure that you're doing that nice beautiful mindset for yourself in ways of growing yourself in mindsets every single day. And you're making sure that no matter what, you're learning how to talk to people positively. When you talk to people positively, I mean, talk to them on video and audio and writing materials by yourself. You never talk to them, or talk to yourself only, and that's how you talk positively, mate. But guess what, bro? If you talk to other people, you can also lift yourself with them. It's more about you than them. It's more about talking with yourself than them. I'm talking to myself now only. I'm not even talking to you. I'm yet to upload the video. I'm talking to myself for how long now. I mean, guess what? I make sure you understand that no matter what, I'm learning how to grow, mate. I'm learning that nice and beautiful attitude, yeah? Watching out, what I want to do now is to learn how to grow positively. And as I learn positively much more, then guess what happens? I'm learning much more. I'm learning that nice and beautiful attitude always. I'm always focusing on something that is most of my life moving forward in different ways, and as I'm actually doing that, I'm learning that nice and beautiful attitude differently. That's how I feel. I feel differently in the nice and beautiful attitude of what I do. And push that communication skill and talk. And then there's nothing else to do. Actually, that's what you need to do to make sure that you're the greatest human in life, mate. Actually, every single day, focus on making sure that you're learning to go that way, in a way of oceans with stars. And make sure you go that way, in oceans and stars and communication skills of worlds that it's beyond you. Make sure you're pushing that barrier every single day to talk words of worship. There's nothing else that can help you much more than that. So focus on helping that beautiful voice of yours come out of the equation. So make sure you understand you have an equation for yourself that's much better. Then we understand straight away we're learning how to grow our words, and our words come out one step at a time, mate. And we understand straight away how we're learning that nice beautiful personal development, mate. And that's what we need to do every single day, is learn to grow that nice beautiful attitude. Approach, that's what you need to do. Approach, as you go and do that, then guess what? Approach, you're a winner. Approach, you're a winner if you have a beautiful attitude. Approach, you understand that. So never have a hate for anything. I never have hate for anything. I always have though. Make sure that no matter what I'm learning, I'm learning the nice beautiful architecture of whatever it is about life, where I'm actually growing myself regardless of what's happening, and making sure that I'm learning that nice beautiful attitude. So every single day I'm learning that nice beautiful attitude of empathy and being better and making sure I'm giving the ideas. But what I need to do now for myself really is I have to go almost to bed. I make sure that I eat some nice beautiful bread and peanut butter and some soy milk and stuff like that. Make sure from that point I could just relax and then just do some Netflix before bed and then move on. But that's how I feel. I feel like this. Every single day I'm learning, and I'm just going to do some more audio work. And that's the thing about audio work, making sure I'm doing more audio work anyway after this. I mean, come on, man. So make sure you understand that no matter what, that you have to focus on making sure you're learning, yeah? When you're learning that beautiful aspect, you talk more and more and more, and regardless of other people. You know, when you're doing a better job, man. When you're doing a better job in different ways, and guess what, approach is much more talk and talk and talk. But if you understand straight away how to do that, then if you understand how to talk yourself into greatness, then it's all the word I. All the word I can do for you is help you grow. Nothing else can I do to help you grow but show you the word I, mate. And speak the word I right now. And speak that word I, say I love you, I love you, I love you. You understand straight away, you understand, no matter what, you never hate. I never say that you hate somebody. I never hate anybody. I never say I hate you. I never hate you. I love you, mate. So never say that you hate something, as shown. So make sure you understand straight away, love your life, and focus on lifting and raising the bar daily. Making sure that you understand that no matter what, I'm learning that nice beautiful attitude, yeah? I'm learning to grow myself in different ways. I'm saying in the next few days over here, I have a lot of music production coming up. Actually, just music production, yeah? Watch some life coaching videos, some fashion photos. It's a whole show, mate. I can walk 5 minutes down the road and have some fashion photos, mate. I mean, why not? So that's the whole point, yeah? But the whole point, I said, you have to grow yourself and make sure you're talking faster than other people and talk more and talk more and talk more. Well, that's what you need to realize, mate. I mean, you need to realize every single day, have your word I. And understand that, and understand straight away you're learning that nice beautiful attitude, that you're loving your life, mate. I mean, making sure you're promoting people. I'm promoting this person over here, which is Robin Sharma. I have to promote him, which is excellent. Which every single day you must understand to go and see him. And then focus on saying straight away that what's amazing about life is learning and learning. And then understand straight away now you're loving life. I mean, you're talking those words, yeah? And if I can talk. And look at me in this video. I mean, boom. And for fuck's sake, I taught you so much. And that builds my legacy, yeah? So that's what you need to do. And you have a great legacy now. Because you can fucking talk those words. That's what you fucking need to do. And then, that's what I do. With my music too. If I can talk to music, yeah? If I can do more music, I do fucking more words. Do more fucking acting, and do more fucking singing, and if I can talk more words. Shit, fucking nothing else is there to do, man, and then talk more words. And I understand they're having pleasure, but you need to talk more words, man, right now. And there's no fucking time for pleasure. There's no fucking time for pleasure, man. And fucking talk more words now. Actually, there's no time to waste. Actually, if you never talk more words, then that means you may be coming. I mean, it means that those people who never fucking talk more pleasure, then they have to talk more words. Because guess what? It's never about the pleasure, about the words. And the thing is about this, I want to show you something. I never do pleasure. I do words, mate. Actually, words is what you need to do. And make sure you understand that those people who are doing pleasure now and talking less words over time are in depression. But those people who are talking more words are richer. They're living the life, mate. Brush, yeah, I'm living the life, mate. Because I'm understanding how to talk more words, man. I'm fucking leveling up my words. I'll get my fucking synonyms very soon now. I'm fucking do some synonyms, I promise you, yeah. I should fucking start connecting words together really now. I start doing it really now. Make sure that no matter what, I'm learning how to do antonyms and synonyms and randoms. I'm fucking saying this is this and this is this and this is this, mate. I need to do a greater job, mate, always. I have to make sure that no matter what, it's much more like that. So as I grow myself differently, I'm looking to fucking connect as many words together to speak like this in a video, mate. And to do it much better. So I can be smart, yeah? So I'm not saying that no matter what, you must understand. As I grow myself differently, I'm not saying that no matter what, I can see how people are talking about me, yeah? I'm doing much better. I'm not saying that no matter what, I'm learning how to understand that they're just updating themselves with me and saying something positive about me. Because they're never trying to physically kill me. So if they're talking about you, then they're talking positive about you. It's always positive about you they're talking about. If they're talking always positive about you. So make sure you understand every single day, focus on your life. Focus on lifting your life and never hate you. You love yourself always. Make sure you understand straight away what you need to do. Focus on making sure that you have that beautiful attitude daily. You can love yourself much more. And that's what you need to do. And all you need to do really is love your life differently, man. And you have to understand straight away how you feel. And feel much greater for that. And feel that you have to have much better anyway. And so all you do much better, all you do much better is understand you're doing much greater, mate. And that way you understand that no matter what you're learning. And learn yourself into a greater way of life, mate. And when you're doing much better, yeah? Watch it every single day. Learn more. And learn more about your life. And learn more about something that's really helping you. What is helping you today? Words only that you give yourself, because there's nothing else that you have to do. And learn how to do that daily. And for myself now, making sure you understand. I'm always understanding that when I see money in my bank account, I see the words I've given you. Which is not about the money in my bank account, but the words I've given you. Which money is made easily. Just like Don Roman says. But you must understand that what you're going to do is talk more words. And as you talk more words, then the money is right there in the words, man. Which the money is in the words, and it's never in fucking working for money. Which you work for the words, man. What's this? I'm working for the words in this video. I'm talking more words to work for those words. I'm fucking saying synonyms, mate. Saying antonyms. I'm saying all that, yeah? I'm saying rhythms and stuff. I'm saying talk more words. Because that's the fucking way, mate. I'm very sure that's the way of leadership. What do they do at seminars, man? When they talk words. What do they do around the world? When they talk words. Actually, everything's fucking words. What does Jesus Christ do? Words, man. Actually, word. You fucking get smart in words, man. You be a knowledge freak, mate. You're gonna fucking learn all the words there. And then fucking really start talking better. And start fucking really communicating those words better. And talk more words. And start fucking writing physically. And start fucking doing audios. Start fucking doing all videos. And start doing more words right now. And then fucking wait. I'm fucking much better now. Because I'm saying now how I can fucking talk more words regardless, man. I'm fucking always catching up to my goals. And fucking how am I doing that? I'm doing that by fucking talking more words. Fucking directing myself to fucking achieve my goals daily. And every fucking day, achieve your goals daily. And fucking achieve your goals daily. And then you fucking have 1,000 videos of hours talking. And fucking go for 2,000 hours of talking. And more. Fucking talk more, man. Fucking there's so much more to say, man. And there's always fucking something more to say. Have something more to say. Never say nothing much and have nothing to say. Those people who have nothing to say are empty. I'm like, they have nothing. They have no love anymore. Those who have more words to say, I have more love. Those who have less words to say, I have less love in life. The difference between people who have more love and different people who have less love are people who speak more words. They fucking speak more words, I promise you. People who have words more have fucking more life in them. People who have less words are fucking dying, mate. And they're fucking gone for this world. I see these people from the past, I promise you, most of them dying, mate. They're fucking slowly never speaking much more words anymore, mate. And what happens with them is suddenly people around town believe Damon's voice is much better, but these other people they're fucking saying they're fucking druggers and they don't fucking give a fuck about anything, mate, anymore. When they say, he's fucking good, they tell me that he's fucking good. They talk about me, yeah, and telling other people, yeah, he's fucking good. And they say to him or her, did you see Daniel Voyager? And the guy's like, yeah, I see him, man. See, he's fucking good. They're fucking drug addicts, man. They fucking have nothing to say anymore, mate. They're fucking gone their own way, mate. They have no fucking words to say anymore. And guess what? Fucking Daniel Voyager's fucking doing great on those people, man. So every single day, you must understand. And realize how to inspire yourself, yeah? Make sure you understand straight away how you need to grow that those people are just fucking dying, mate. And they fucking have nothing anymore of love. Just words. I'm giving you so much words in this fucking video. Because I fucking have love to give you in words, mate. Actually, those people who never fucking gave you this video have no fucking love, mate. But they do have love, mate. Actually, I understand Jesus Christ gave you, mate. But no, I mean to say really. I realize I mean to say really that what I'm talking about is different. I'm doing different aspects of life. I'm saying that those people who are giving you knowledge in words is what you need to realize right now. They talk about it always. They never go against Jesus Christ. They never go against other people. But learn how to understand to contradict everything. It's more how sometimes I may make mistakes, but I'm learning from it, yeah. And the thing is, every single day, learn to understand that you're learning always differently, yeah. You're learning something differently. And I'm always following Jesus Christ. Make sure you understand you have to be smarter. You have to understand what you need to do right now is learn, and yearn, man. And yearn your life much better. And with the words, you can do it. Which if you understand how to do that, you understand to do life, mate. And then you understand how to go lift yourself and have the stars, mate.